My family undermined my big promotion at work to give it to my incompetent brother. Now they're facing the consequences after I exposed their sabotage. I'm a 28-year-old woman who's always been the responsible one in my family. Growing up, I was the kid with straight A's, the one who did chores without being asked, basically holding everything together. Meanwhile, my younger brother, let's call him Jake, 26 years old, partied his way through life. My parents, both in their 50s, treated him like the golden child. They paid for his college, which he dropped out of after one semester, bailed him out of dumb decisions like crashing the family car while drunk, and always had an excuse ready for him. Me? I worked 2 jobs through college, graduated with honors in business management, and landed a solid entry-level job at a mid-sized marketing firm right after graduation. Fast forward to now. I've been at this company for 5 years, climbing the ladder through pure grit. It's not a family business, thank goodness, but somehow, my family still managed to worm their way into my work life. About 2 years ago, Jake was unemployed, again, after getting fired from his 3rd job in as many years for attendance issues. Translation: showing up hungover or not at all. My parents begged me to help him get a foot in the door at my company. He's family, up. You have to look out for him. My mom pleaded over dinner one night, her eyes all teary like I was abandoning a lost puppy. Against my better judgment, I agreed. I put in a good word with HR, and they hired him as a junior assistant in my department. Huge mistake. Jake was a disaster from day one. He'd roll in late, botch simple tasks like scheduling meetings or pulling reports, and spend half his time on his phone, flirting with interns or scrolling TikTok. Since I recommended him, his screw-ups reflected on me. My boss, Sarah, who's in her 40s, pulled me aside after his first month. I know he's your brother, but he's not pulling his weight. If this continues, we might have to let him go, she warned. I tried talking to Jake about it. Dude, you need to step up. This is a real job, not high school, I told him over coffee one morning. He just laughed it off. Relax, sis. You're always so uptight. Mom and Dad said you'd cover for me. That pissed me off, but I let it slide, hoping he'd shape up. Spoiler, he didn't. Instead, things got worse. I started noticing weird stuff. Files I'd organized would suddenly disappear from the shared drive, only to turn up later with Jake's name on them. Client emails I'd drafted were being forwarded from his account like he wrote them. At first, I chalked it up to incompetence, but then I overheard him bragging to a coworker. Yeah, my sister's the brains, but I make it look good, he said with a smirk. It all came to a head last year when our department had announced a big promotion, senior marketing coordinator, complete with a hefty raise and more responsibility. I'd been gunning for it, working late nights, leading projects that brought in new clients, even earning commendations from upper management. Jake? He barely knew how to use Excel. But my parents got involved. They started calling me nonstop. You have to help Jake get that promotion, my dad insisted during a family dinner. He's struggling, and you're doing fine. It would mean the world to him. I was floored. Dad, I've earned this. Jake hasn't done half the work I have, I shot back. My mom jumped in. Don't be selfish. Family comes first. If you get it over him, it'll crush his confidence. They even showed up at my apartment unannounced one evening. We've been thinking, my mom said, plopping down on my couch like she owned the place. You could. I don't know, step back a bit. Let Jake shine. I laughed at first, thinking it was a joke. Step back? Like, sabotage my own career? My dad nodded seriously. Not sabotage. Just. Don't try so hard. Recommend him to Sarah. Tell her he's the better fit. I kicked them out, absolutely fuming. But the damage was already done. The next week, during the promotion interviews, Jake somehow had a portfolio full of my work, projects I'd led, campaigns I'd designed, all with his name slapped on them. I confronted him in the break room. What the hell, Jake? That's my stuff. You stole it. He smirked. Borrowed, sis. Mom said it'd be okay. Family shares, right? I went straight to Sarah and laid it all out, showing timestamps and original files to prove it was mine. She was pissed, not just at Jake, but at the drama. This is unacceptable, But I have to investigate properly, she said. The investigation dragged on for weeks. Meanwhile, my parents blew up my phone. How could you throw your brother under the bus? They demanded. You're ruining his life. Jake played the victim, telling everyone in the office I was jealous and trying to sabotage him because he was naturally talented. It got so bad that coworkers started giving me side eye. One even asked, "Is it true your family thinks you're hogging all the opportunities?" I felt isolated, like my professional reputation was tanking because of my own blood. In the end, Sarah called us both in. "Jake, the evidence shows you plagiarized ops work. You're on probation, and the promotion goes to her. She earned it," she declared. I was relieved, but Jake exploded. "This is bullshit. She's my sister, she should have helped me." Sarah shut him down hard. "This isn't a family affair, it's a workplace. Act like it or leave." I got the promotion, complete with a 20% raise in my own office. Jake sulked but kept his job, barely. My parents? They went nuclear. They stopped talking to me for months, calling me selfish and ungrateful in group text to the extended family. My Aunt Karen even messaged me. "Blood is thicker than water, op. You should have let Jake have it." But here's where it gets really messed up. A few months into my new role, I started noticing discrepancies in our department's budget reports. Small things at first, expenses that didn't add up, client invoices marked as paid but funds missing. I dug deeper, part of my new duties, and found a pattern: unauthorized transfers to a personal account. Guess whose name was linked? Jake's. I didn't confront him right away. Instead, I gathered evidence quietly: screenshots, transaction logs, emails where he'd approved these himself using a forged signature from Sarah. It looked like he'd been skimming petty cash and client retainers to fund his lifestyle: new car, weekends in Vegas, you name it. We're talking thousands of dollars. When I presented it to Sarah, she was horrified. "This could be embezzlement. We need to involve HR and possibly the police," she said. Jake got wind of it and called me in a panic. "Sis, you can't do this. It was just a little borrowing. I'll pay it back," he pleaded. "Borrowing? That's stealing, Jake. From the company, from me, indirectly, since I'm overseeing this now," I snapped. He cried, actual tears. "Mom and Dad said it was okay. They told me to do whatever it takes to get ahead since you wouldn't help." That hit me like a truck. "They what?" I asked. "Yeah, Dad suggested it. Said the company owes us for hiring me," he admitted. I was shaking with rage. I hung up and called my parents. "Did you tell Jake to steal from my work?" I demanded. My mom stuttered. We just wanted him to succeed. You have everything, he has nothing." My dad chimed in. "It's not stealing if it's family helping family." I lost it. "This isn't family, this is criminal. You could have ruined my career." They hung up, but not before my mom sobbed, "You're destroying this family." HR suspended Jake pending investigation, and the police got involved because the amount was over $5,000, felony territory in our state. My parents are freaking out, begging me to drop it and tell the company it was a mistake. They've even rallied extended family to harass me. "How could you send your brother to jail?" they ask. I'm torn. Part of me feels guilty because, yeah, family. But they've undermined me at every turn, all over work stuff. Am I the asshole for exposing this and not covering for them? Update 1, 2 weeks later. I'm back, still 28 years old, and I posted about my family sabotaging my promotion and then my brother embezzling from our company. Holy crap, the responses blew up. "Thanks for all the support, Reddit. A lot of you said I'm not the asshole and to protect myself, so that's exactly what I've been doing." First off, the investigation at work wrapped up faster than I expected. HR confirmed Jake had been siphoning funds for at least 6 months, totaling around $8,200. He used it for personal crap like gambling debts, turns out he has a problem, and gifts for his latest girlfriend. Sarah was furious. She trusted me to bring this to light, but it reflected badly on the whole department. They fired him on the spot and pressed charges. Police arrested him last week, nothing dramatic, just a quiet pickup at his apartment. He's out on bail now, but facing embezzlement charges. My parents? They're in full meltdown mode. They showed up at my work, my freaking office, demanding to speak to Sarah. "You can't do this to our son." My mom wailed in the lobby, loud enough for everyone to hear. Security escorted them out, and Sarah pulled me aside. "Op, is this going to be a problem? We can't have family drama spilling into the workplace," she said. I assured her I'd handle it, but inside, I was mortified. My coworkers are whispering now, some supportive, like my friend Lisa who said, "Girl, your family's nuts. Good on you for standing up." Others? They're avoiding me like I have the plague. I blocked my parents' numbers, but they started using Jake's phone or emailing me from work. Yeah, they know my professional email. One email from my dad read, "Op, we're sorry, but you need to fix this. Tell them it was a misunderstanding. We'll pay it back ourselves." Pay it back? With what? They're not rich, Dad's a mechanic, Mom's a teacher. But get this, they admitted in another message that they knew about the stealing. Dad helped Jake set up the fake approvals because the company exploits workers anyway. I forwarded everything to HR and the police. Now my parents might be accessories or something. The detective called me. Ms. Opp, your family's involvement could complicate things. We may need statements from you, he said. Jake's begging me via mutual friends. Sis, please. I'll go to rehab for the gambling. Just drop the charges, he pleads. I haven't responded. But the guilt is eating at me. Family therapy suggestions from you all are tempting, but how do you therapy with people who think stealing is helping? Work-wise, I'm okay, got a small bonus for uncovering the fraud, but the stress is real. My performance reviews are coming up, and I'm paranoid this drama will tank my chances for another promotion. Oh, an extended family? My cousin Mike, who's 30, called. You're really going to let Jake go to jail over money? Family first, Opp. I hung up. I'm not the asshole, right? But what do I do next? Update 2, 1 month later. I'm back again, still 28, with more on this work and family nightmare. Thanks for the advice, I've been documenting everything, and some of you suggested a lawyer, which I did. I hired one specializing in employment and family disputes. It cost a chunk of my raise, but it's worth it. Jake's case is moving forward. He pled not guilty at his arraignment, but his public defender advised him to take a plea deal, probation, restitution, no jail time if he cooperates. But here's the twist, to get that deal, he has to throw my parents under the bus. Turns out, Dad didn't just suggest the embezzlement, he actively helped by providing fake receipts from his mechanic shop to cover the tracks. Mom knew and didn't stop it. The detective told me, your brother named your father as an accomplice. We're looking into charges for aiding and abetting. My parents are panicking. They showed up at my apartment, I need to move, banging on the door. Opp, open up. We need to talk. My dad yelled. I called the cops and didn't let them in. When the officers arrived, my mom was hysterical. Our daughter's betraying us. She reported us, she cried. The cops warned them about trespassing and left, but not before my dad shouted, this is all because you couldn't share your success. At work, things escalated. Sarah called a department meeting to address the elephant in the room. She basically said, we support Opp, this isn't her fault. But let's focus on work. It helped a bit, but then HR pulled me in. We've had complaints about your family's disruptions. If it continues, it could affect your standing, they warned. Complaints? Turns out, Jake had been emailing coworkers from his personal account, spinning tales like my sister's framing me because she's jealous of my potential. A few gullible new hires bought it, and now there's tension. I confronted one. You really believe that? After he stole? She shrugged. Family stuff is messy. Maybe you should have handled it privately. Ugh. My lawyer advised me to file for a no-contact order if it gets worse. Meanwhile, Jake texted me from a new number, damn it. Sis, if I rat out Dad, the family's done. Please, talk to the DA. Say it was a mistake, he begged. I replied, you did this to yourself. Stop involving me. But the pressure's mounting. My parents are now calling my boss, Sarah's number, somehow. She blocked them, but told me, Opp, I like you, but this is becoming a liability. I'm starting to job hunt quietly. Is it wrong to bail on a job I love because of family work drama? And what if the case goes to trial, do I have to testify against my own blood? Update 3, 2 months later. I'm 28, and I can't believe how this has snowballed. Quick recap for new listeners, my brother stole from my company with my parents' help, I exposed it, and now my family's imploding, and it's bleeding into my work life. Big news, Jake took the plea deal. He'll do 6 months probation, pay back the $8,200, how, I have no clue, and attend gambling counseling. In exchange, he gave a full statement implicating my dad. Police arrested Dad last week for conspiracy to commit theft, misdemeanor level, but still. He's out on bail, but Mom's a wreck, calling everyone in the family to rally support. They tried guilting me through my grandma, who's 80. Opp, your father's heartbroken. Can't you make this go away? She asked. Grandma, they broke the law. At my job, I said, trying to stay calm, she sighed. Family forgives, dear. Not this time. But the real bombshell? During Jake's statement, he revealed more. Apparently, this wasn't just about money. My parents had a whole plan to even the playing field at work. They encouraged Jake to undermine me from the start, deleting my files, spreading rumors to clients that I was unreliable, even hacking my work email. He admitted to guessing my password, which was stupidly easy, my bad. One email he sent from my account to a major client read, "Sorry for the delay, I've been slacking." It almost lost us the account, but I fixed it at the time without knowing why. When I heard this, I was livid. I showed the evidence to Sarah, who was shocked. "This is sabotage. We could sue for damages," she said. "The company is considering it, against Jake and my parents. HR's backing me fully now, even offering counseling for the stress. But personally? My mental health is shot. I've been having panic attacks before meetings, paranoid about more sabotage." My coworker friend Lisa noticed. You look exhausted. Take some time off," she urged. I did, used PTO for a week, but my parents found out and showed up at my door again. This time, with Jake. "We need to talk as a family," my mom said through the door. I recorded it. "Leave, or I call the police again," I warned. Jake chimed in. "Come on, sis. We're sorry. Dad might lose his job over this." "Good," I snapped, then shut the curtains. My lawyer's pushing for a restraining order. Work's giving me a temporary remote setup to avoid drama. But yesterday, I got an anonymous email at work. "Watch your back, traitor. Family knows where you work." Was it them? A coworker? I'm scared now. What if this escalates beyond work drama into something dangerous? I have a meeting with the detective tomorrow to discuss protection. Reddit, am I in over my head? Update 4, 3 weeks later. I'm 28, and I'm shaking as I share this. The anonymous email? Traced back to Jake's IP address, the idiot used his home Wi-Fi. Police added harassment charges to his plea, revoking the deal. He's looking at actual jail time now, maybe 6 to 12 months. Dad's case is pending, he's pleading out too, but mom's unraveling. She left voicemails, I didn't block her yet for evidence. You've destroyed us. How can you sleep at night? She cried. Extended family is dividing, some side with me, like Uncle Bob who said, "They crossed a line, kid. Protect yourself." Others? They're shunning me at family events I wasn't even invited to. At work, Sarah promoted me again, interim department lead while she takes maternity leave. "You've proven yourself, Op. This mess shows your integrity," she said. "But the stress is killing me. I started therapy, and it's helping, but last night, someone keyed my car in the company lot with bitch scratched into it. Security footage shows a woman who looks suspiciously like mom. I filed a report. If it's her, that's vandalism on top of everything. My lawyer says we have enough for restraining orders against all three. The hearing's next week. But Jake called from jail, he's detained pre-trial now. Sis, please bail me out. I can't do this, he begged. No, I said, and hung up. I feel like a monster, but they started this. All over work jealousy. Cliffhanger, I just got a call from an unknown number. It's a coworker whispering, "Op, watch out. I overheard your brother talking to someone about making you pay before his arrest. Be careful." What the hell does that mean? Is there more sabotage coming? I don't know if I can handle this anymore. Update 5, 1 week later. I'm 28, and I'm still reeling from that creepy coworker call. Turns out, it was Lisa. She didn't want to freak me out more but felt I needed to know. She overheard Jake on a phone call with some shady friend before his arrest, ranting about making me regret exposing him. Something about hitting where it hurts, her precious job. I immediately told the detective, who said they'd look into it but to stay vigilant. They think it might just be hot air, but with the car keying, which forensics confirmed was mom, her fingerprints on the tool she used, I'm not taking chances. Work's turning into a battlefield. Sarah pulled me into her office. Op, we've got your back, but this is escalating. The company lawyers are reviewing options for a civil suit against your family for the embezzlement and sabotage. It could cover any damages to our reputation or lost productivity, she explained. I nodded, but inside I was like, holy crap, is this really happening? A lawsuit? Against my own parents? But then I thought about all the nights I stayed late fixing Jake's messes, the clients I almost lost because of his fake emails from my account. Yeah, maybe it's time they faced real consequences. Meanwhile, the restraining order hearing happened. The judge granted temporary ones against Jake, mom, and dad, no contact, stay 500 feet away from me, my home, and my workplace. Mom broke down in court. Your Honor, she's our daughter. We just wanted to help our son succeed. Op's always been the favorite at work, it's not fair, she cried. The judge wasn't having it. Ma'am, fairness doesn't include crime. This is about the law, not family favoritism, he said. Dad glared at me as they left, muttering, "You've turned into a stranger." It stung, but screw that, I didn't turn into anything, they pushed me here. Back at work, the whispers are dying down, thanks to HR sending a company-wide email. "We stand by our employees and will not tolerate external interference," it read. But then shit hit the fan. I was leading a team meeting on a new campaign when my computer glitched, files corrupted, presentation slides replaced with memes mocking me, like Op the Snitch with my face photoshopped on a rat. The whole team saw it. I froze, then laughed it off. "Looks like someone's idea of a prank. Let's reschedule," I said. But I knew it wasn't random. IT traced it to an external hack. Someone accessed the shared drive remotely. Guess who? Jake had shared login credentials with a buddy before getting fired. The making you pay threat? This was it. The company locked down everything, changed all passwords, and Sarah was livid. "This is cyber sabotage now. We're adding it to the charges," she said. I called the detective from the parking lot, voice shaking. "They hacked my work files. This is insane," I told him. He sighed. "We'll amend the complaints. Your brother's friend is being questioned," he assured me. That night, I crashed at Lisa's place, didn't feel safe alone. She poured wine and said, "Op, your family's toxic as hell. You don't owe them shit." She's right, but the guilt creeps in. What if I had just let Jake have the damn promotion? Would any of this have happened? Therapy's helping unpack that. Turns out, I've got years of resentment built up from being the responsible one while they babied him. Oh, and Jake's trial date got set for next month. His plea deal's off the table, thanks to the new charges. Mom emailed me, violating the order already, which I forwarded to my lawyer. "Please, Op. Drop this. We're losing everything because of you," she wrote. No response. But now I'm wondering if the hack was just the start. What else could they pull to tank my career? Update 6, final update, 2 months later. I'm 28, and I think this nightmare is finally wrapping up, though not without more drama. Thanks to everyone who's followed along, your messages and comments kept me sane. If you're new, here's the quick version. My family tried to sabotage my career to boost my brother's, leading to embezzlement, hacks, and a whole mess at work. First, the legal stuff. Jake's trial was a disaster for him. He tried playing the victim. My sister forced me into this by being better at everything, but the evidence was ironclad. Emails, transaction logs, the hack traces. His buddy flipped and testified that Jake paid him $500, from the embezzled money, ironically, to mess with my files. Jake got convicted on embezzlement, harassment, and computer fraud charges. Sentence, 9 months in county jail, plus 3 years probation and full restitution. He's already inside, and from what mutual friends say, he's reflecting a lot. Whatever. Dad's misdemeanor conspiracy charge stuck too. He got 6 months probation and a fine. But the real kicker? His mechanic shop lost business after word spread in our small town. Clients didn't want to deal with a guy who'd help his kid steal. Mom? She got slapped with vandalism for the car keying and a separate charge for violating the restraining order with that email. Community service and counseling mandated. She's been quiet since, probably because the judge warned her one more slip-up means jail. The company did sue them civilly, for the embezzled funds, plus costs from the investigation and hack cleanup. They settled out of court. My family has to pay back $12,000 total, including interest and fees. How? They're selling Dad's prized vintage car collection. Ouch. My lawyer made sure I wasn't involved in the payout. It's all going to the company, and I've got no financial ties. Work-wise, things stabilized. The hack actually worked in my favor. Upper management saw how I handled the crisis calmly, and Sarah recommended me for a permanent senior role. I got it last week, senior marketing manager, with another raise and a team under me. Co-workers who were iffy before? Now they're all, "Op, you're a badass for standing up to that." Even the new hires are on my side after HR's briefing. But the family fallout. Man, it's rough. Extended relatives mostly backed off after Uncle Bob, the supportive one, hosted a family meeting without me and laid out the facts. Aunt Karen, who was all blood is thicker, apologized via text. I didn't know the full story. "Sorry, Op," she wrote. "Grandma's still sad, but she sent a card. I love you all, but you did what you had to," it read. I haven't spoken to my parents or Jake since the hearings. Therapy's helping me process that. Turns out, cutting ties might be the healthiest thing. I changed my number, moved to a new apartment with better security, and even switched apartments slightly for a fresh start. No more paranoia in meetings. I can actually focus on work now. Is there regret? A little. I miss the idea of a normal family. But they chose work sabotage over supporting me, and I chose my career, and sanity, over covering for them. If anything, this made me stronger professionally. Who knows, maybe it'll inspire a TED Talk someday, how my family's betrayal boosted my resume. Thanks, Reddit. I'm done updating, time to move on. If they try anything else, I'll handle it, but for now, peace out.